droppable nades, 8-round halves in competitive, riot shields, and new weapon skins. How exciting. Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you. Now that Valorant is a thing, Global Offensive, like an aging Hollywood actress with fading beauty, is getting regular operations. First, let's talk about the important things in the update. The ones that have nothing to do with Operation Riptide. The one unique aspect of Dust 2 has finally been removed. Thank goodness, we wouldn't want the map to have a personality. The angle from T-spawn to mid-double doors has been blocked. I don't know how they came up with such a ridiculous idea. Oh, this one simple change has dramatic implications for how the map is played. To hold the cross, Ts have to jump down into suicide, which now makes the timing randomly dependent on the spawn. I don't like that. Because the angle is much easier for the CTs now, they no longer have to expend utility every round to cross mid, and the mass mid-fight timing spam through the double doors thing is pretty much gone. Good riddance to that. This also means that you can no longer split the map in half. A CT opper mid can no longer see rotations from long to B tunnels. Also consider that getting a CT player into lower B tunnels or camping next to Xbox is much easier. Just have a teammate hold suicide with AWP and run the player through. Combine that with a fast cat and CTs now have a good way to work mid control. You could even start pushing top mid with this. It's interesting to note that where once the Ts had to duct across, now the CTs have to duct across. For balance, I think this is enough to swing the map from being T-sided to being CT-sided, but time will tell. The most important update here is new stickers. Is the addition of droppable nades. They drop the same way that you drop a weapon. This allows for a whole new slew of gameplay possibilities and complicates the team play of Counter-Strike even more. Beyond the obvious, like being able to buy utility for a teammate, entry fraggers can now drop utility to support players before executing a bomb site take. If the entry fragger goes down, you don't lose all the nades he had on him. This is the next best thing to having dedicated player ability. Oh. Plus now, instead of throwing your pistol to fake a flash, you can actually fake flash. At the higher level of gameplay, this dramatically changes the ability to get information about enemy player locations. Before, if you saw 2 smokes get thrown from a position, you knew there were at least 2 players there. Now one guy can throw both of them. We're gonna be seeing a lot of metagaming with this. It'd be like if I posted a video called Competitive Counter-Strike, but you can drop nades, except this time the Negev definitely will not be meta. There are some very important weapon balance changes in this update. The Deagle's base damage has been nerfed, but its headshot damage stays the same. The purpose of this was to reduce the range at which you could get body spam kills, which has been reduced by like half. This has been a huge community complaint for a while now. It's finally been nerfed. I'd say that the nerf was successful. The role of the Deagle is unchanged, but the unbalanced BS has been reduced. Next, the M4A1S has had its base damage increased. Previously, the damage was the same as the M4A4, now it does more damage to all parts of the body except the head. In gameplay, this means no more 99 and 4. 4 shots to the body or chest will always kill a player. The only advantage of the M4A4 is the faster rate of fire and the fact that it doesn't stick around corners. The M4A1S is suppressed, it's cheaper, it does more damage, it has better recoil. I think we're gonna see a shift in the meta from M4A4 to M4A1S, but I think people are still gonna pick up an AK instead of the M4A1S. The price of the dualies has been reduced from 400 to 300. Listen, I think people are sleeping on the dualies. The negative to the weapon is the armor penetration. Pro tip, legs don't have armor. A dualie shot to the leg does 28 base damage, the same damage as an abdomen shot with an M4A4 to armor. I know it's stupid. I know it's not gonna happen, but I really want to see a meta where people just buy a $300 gun and spam the legs. That'd be hilarious. Valve has added private matchmaking queues. This means you can get a 64-tick server for just you and your friends, or for people in a Steam group. It's a smart idea to finally utilize the Steam groups to do this. Would have been a great way to support community building 8 years ago. A lot of changes have been made to the game modes, a lot of new stuff. In competitive matchmaking, you can now play 8-round halves instead of 15-round halves, drastically lowering the length of a match. And These matches count towards your rank. I believe that your rank is updated mainly using rounds won and lost, so shorter matches won't rank you up faster or rank you down faster. I like the shorter matches. It's a lot to ask of casual players to dedicate an hour and a half to play a game of Counter-Strike, but I think some economy changes were needed here. Maybe skipping the pistol round would have been a good idea. We also have 2 new deathmatch modes, Team Deathmatch and Free-for-all Deathmatch. Here's why the Free-for-all Deathmatch doesn't really work. There's too many player slots for the size of the maps, the freeze time is too long, you don't get a free reload for kills, weapon choice is limited by team, and now that there's 3 different deathmatch modes and 4 different map groups, that's 12 game modes just for deathmatch. When I tried it out, there were only a few people playing total. Then in competitive, we have Premier, Ranked, Unranked, Prime, Not Prime, Long, Short, then we have different ranks, we have different trust factors, third-party matchmaking, and in my region, there just aren't enough players to fill that. This fractures the community even more, and also add into that the top-level players are playing on third-party matchmaking systems, because the regular game doesn't have 128-tick servers and an anti-cheat that works. Global Offensive's main strength, beyond having the superior gameplay loop, is that you can do with it what you want. You can play the game how you like. You can mess around with it, make custom servers, make mods, do all of that. But if there's too many ways to play, it's difficult to get a fast and fair match. Sorry to bring down the vibes, man. Hey, there's a scuba guy, that's fun. Everything else in the operation is just standard operation fare. You buy the thing, you do the missions, you get the agent skins, you get the boxes, then you gotta pay more money to open the boxes. Thank you folks very much for watching. I'm TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer. What are the odds that both the Counter-Strike devs and myself did a David Attenborough parody at the same time without knowledge of each other?